All right, you guys, you saw it, all them Bombers videos right there, just going to town. The best thing about this review, we're not doing a review. We kind of, because the segment was so amazing, it just scratched everything, and we ended up, the first part of the review is going to be a spot smashing at J&M's Hobbies, which was set up by C Money. Then after that, we're going to start a new segment called Tech Time with the Coyote and C Money, because they're going to show you that great trick we learned on the trail about servos, right, Jay?
Yep, definitely to keep your servo going, and if your servo stripped the gear on the trail, they're going to show you how to fix it on the trail.
Jay, what do you think of that whole situation, bro?
It kept our film going that day, it kept the fun going that day, and it kept the rig going that day, so it's all around plus.
And if you saw, there was a lot of times we were working on these things on the trail. If we could get them up and running, we had 3-4 backpacks with a bunch of tools and parts to make them go, and that was probably the best thing about four minds going to town, trying to make the day last longer. Because you know, we could have just packed it up and called it a day, but that's just not what we did. We did our best to keep it going. If a truck ended up in a backpack, it's because we dang near shot it. That's the best way to put it. You know, I hope you guys like what's coming next. See you out on the trail. Hey, you guys, here we go. Shop smashing at its best. Jay, tell them where we're at, man.
Today we're in San Carlos, California, at J&M Hobby House. This is another old school hobby store that's been around a long time. I've been coming here for over 3 decades, and definitely going to show you what they got inside today.
And this is a special space for us because when we dropped the red CRC off into the ocean when we very first started this, we came right here and grabbed another one the next day. So come on, you guys, let's get inside.
All right, we're going to take a store tour through J&M Hobbies. Come get your airplanes here. Get your props, your motors, your wings and things. Get your model paints. RC car and truck paints. Cars, planes, helicopters. Radios, electronics. Motors, ESCs.
So it might take a 2-cell
Nitro motors.
And these nickel metal hydrides are perfectly fine.
How much runtime would that take?
Get your tires. There's more. I'm just showing you that they got them here. You got bodies, RC car and truck bodies.
Not doing anything too crazy.
Pine car needs.
And then, you can get upgraded ones that
Yeah,
last a
I
lot
think
longer.
I can get you clean style of.
And this is the reason I've been coming here for a long time, where I started coming here to get RC or model cars before my RC days.
Yeah. Okay. And they're the Traxxas ones, or do you have off markets that are a little bit cheaper?
We have off markets that are a little cheaper. They would generally have it.
Okay, that's probably what I'm
Good, great selection.
Hi, how are you?
Motorcycle models. You don't see those everywhere. Look at these rare finds. See, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, so that's
Put this in the back of your SCX-10 too. You know, dirt bike. So you come to a hobby store, you could mix and match your hobbies. Put your models in your RCs. Let's see what else. Here we go. Scale trees. They do a lot of trains here. So.
Whatever you suggest, yeah. Or if I should just
More models, yes.
get a different.
you can get a whole different charger.
Yeah. Is there any difference between the length of charge time?
All right, you guys, this is another part of the hobby shop that's really cool. This is
Okay, so no,
the
there's
arts
no
and
difference
crafts
in the
area.
speed of charge.
Basket making for the holidays, everything you need to do any kind of arts and crafts. Wood, glue guns. I mean, Jay, tell them what you see here, man.
Man, people that's into scale garages and scale scenes. You never know what you may find in a hobby store that's going to complement your other hobby. So get in here, support these places that also live the RC lifestyle every day and beyond.
I wish you could smell the woods for the baskets and the pine and everything in here. For these great holiday baskets you can make with everything inside the store is really cool. Also, look at dolls.
Come home with a little gift for the daughter, the wife. It's always good to bring them a surprise sometimes when they know you're spending half your paycheck on your RC truck.
That is a good way to put it, Jay. Yarn.
Might make you a little scarf when you're out there in the cold or something.
These
You never know.
handmade purses.
Arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts, you guys.
Let the imagination fly.
Check out your local hobby shops. All right, you guys. You saw that 3 rounds of brutal RCing at its best. We really tried to show you guys clay rock, went to the hard rock of the ocean, and then we went to the solid rocks of Mount Diablo. Every trip we took, there was breaks, stuff, but we, as you saw, we fixed them on the trail. Jay, tell them what you thought of that experience, man.
Man, it was definitely a challenge of man and machine that day, and who could withstand what. And we threw a lot at each that day. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and go get you a bomber one day and go have some fun with it.
And like we said out there, with these vehicles, you could tell with the amount of articulation and the amount of power we put into them, brakes, they're going to easily happen. Servos was our biggest problem with one of our vehicles, but we also learned a great trick about servos, which we're going to do some table time to show you guys how we got that done. That was amazing. On the course, Mount Diablo allows you to use your servo twice. Saves you. We're about to save you guys some money out there. You guys watch that. We didn't get a chance to. This is what happened at Mount Diablo. We jumped it, and when it landed, well, as you can see, the links smashed again. We put better links, but completely destroyed the sway bar this time. 4th sway bar. But what was beautiful about this sway bar is it took 4 sway bars to build this one. We thought it was indestructible. No, we found a way. With that said, I'm gonna tell you guys, who doesn't appreciate the fact how we treated these vehicles, we wanted to let the new person know how tough these axial products are. Here's another one, the Yeti. We haven't had a chance to beat this thing up yet, but if we get it, we'll show you what it does. You know how I feel about the Tractor's TRX4. This is the tactical truck. Portal axles, you can't go wrong. Jay, what do you got on your side of the table?
And we got another king up here, the Axial SCX-10-2 CRC Jeep Edition, and the TRX4 by Traxxas in the Bronco scheme right there. Also great rigs, lots of capability. You don't have to do anything out the box to go have fun. Just put the battery in, go run it.
And we are at J&M Hobbies right now. These vehicles are in stock. Plus, with all the stuff Jay showed you around the whole area, trains, planes, airplanes, bodies, you can't go wrong in this store. We actually have the owner close by. We'd like to see him talk about what's going on here at this store, man. Come on in here, champ, and tell them about yourself. Introduce yourself to the world.
Yeah, my name's Cliff White. I'm the owner of J&M Hobby House here in St. Carlos. My family's owned this here for 54 years we've been doing this.
Nice.
So we love what we do. We have lots of stuff in here. We have a lot of fun in here. So lots of different things. So
Yeah.
the radio controlled cars like you see, radio controlled airplanes. We kind of specialize in RC boats. We have a lot of that stuff for you. HO and N-gauge trains, slot cars, huge business in slot cars, HO scale, 43rd scale, 32nd scale. Lots of plastics, books, building stuff. We love to see modelers and people creating and building. We got all that stuff.
That's beautiful, man. I love
Thanks,
that.
thanks.
Hey, thank you for letting us do this.
You're
and
welcome. It's great to
we're
see you
gonna
guys.
always still support shopping here.
Thank you.
And
Thank
like
you.
he said, there's everything and anything for anybody in a hobby shop. Please support your local hobby shops, you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this whole rundown of these bombers, man. As you can see, we scratched them the right way. Playing.
Beautiful.
With that said, I hope to see you guys on the trail. Jay, any last words before we get out of here?
Man, just go have fun with your RCs and get out and enjoy nature.
Have fun. Thank you.
Take care. All right, you guys, before we were heading out, my man here took the time to give us some beautiful history about one of the vehicles hanging on the roof. I want you to tell these guys the beautiful history of this truck, right? I mean, this
Great.
vehicle right here.
Great. This is the world's first car RC electric car to go over 100 miles an hour. So this was built by one of my employees back in the early 90s. At the time they were running some dragster things around here. So somebody had the computer and the timer and all that. So this was done for a speed run. So it was a 300-foot run, and we did it in an industrial park down in Mountain View or Sunnyvale. So he covered that in just about 4 seconds. So it went 105.46 miles an hour back in the early 90s with brushed motor and NiCad batteries.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing he was talking about. They were going to use heavier batteries, but since it was only running for, what you said, 5?
It was less than 5 seconds.
Less than 5 seconds, so you chose, what was the batteries
So
again?
instead of the standard sub-C that we use commonly now, it was a half-size sub-C, high discharge rate. There were 22 cells in this thing, so a lot of voltage. The motor was custom built for us by Bob Boucher, who owns Astroflight. The guy's a genius. So he built it for this young guy, and he took it out and blew the doors off of everything and everybody out there. He beat all the manufacturers, the guys who made the chassis, the motors, the speed controls, at 105 miles an hour. The best they were getting was 85. Young kid, 18, 19 years old.
And see, that's amazing. Young kid, but all these great minds work together to make this thing fly. It's also in a magazine from the 1994. Isn't that something? The things you could learn at a hobby shop. This is amazing. I wish you guys could be here to feel how light, and you probably will never get to touch it the way I get to touch it. But I'll tell you this, like you said, it doesn't feel that light when the battery is in there. And just you see this thing on foam battery. This is, I mean, technology from the 90s, flying at 105. Till this day, most average speed cars are clearing almost up to 150, and it takes a lot to get 150 miles an hour of an RC car. A lot. Jay, what do you think of this beautiful thing right here?
It's awesome. That's a piece of RC history, and man, it's just amazing that that thing went that fast.
Yeah, all those years ago.
Yeah.
Much easier to do now.
Brushed.
Brushless technology and lithium polymer batteries. But back then, it was a big feat. Very cool.
It still is. It still is.
Amazing. Thank you, man. It's
Thanks, man.
amazing to
Thank
be
you.
here, man. It
Thank you.
really is.
Thanks.
Hey, you
Beautiful
guys, check out your hobby shops.